So this is now week 3 of Depp versus the Sun over in Britain. And I got to tell you, last week was crazy. There was all kinds of stuff coming out last week. So I'm anxious to see what happens this week. All I know is just every day something was dropping last week. Every day. And I wonder how this week will go. We got some stuff to go over. This was a very significant week. This will be a very significant week because this is the first day of, I'm not sure how many, that Amber Heard will be on the stand. So we're going to have a lot of testimony from her to go over, so on and so on. Today was a long one for her. She was on there for a couple of hours. So we're going to get to that. But first, a couple of articles coming out like this one. Hollywood nervously awaits fallout from explosive Johnny Depp trial. And that's true. This is a big deal for Hollywood. Also, there's a lot of rumors going around that Disney is dropping Johnny Depp. I'm not sure about that. The origin of that rumor is coming from We Got This Covered, which is not a very good website. So I don't know if that's true or not. I am pretty positive that Disney is watching this case. 100% sure. But I don't think they're making any decisions right now. I think the outcome of this case is going to be the really big factor on what they do with him going forward. Also, there's articles like this one, which are kind of funny because this article is all about how Amber Heard shouldn't be on trial. Her character should be ignored. What she's done doesn't matter. It does matter. It totally does matter. Her character is on trial, though, because you have to go through that stuff to find out if she lied or not. It's just the way it is. I could make a whole video out of this article itself, but we're going to stick to what's going on here. So let's move on. What happened today? A couple of things. One, she's giving her side of the story on a lot of the things that she says happened and all of the stuff that's come out against her. The finger incident, she says that she didn't even see that happen. She doesn't know, but she does say that he decided to rip her dress up and put it in a closet with meat and stuff. I'm not sure. What's funny about her testimony is nobody's backing it up, at least so far. Now we'll see what happens this week, but it's funny. She says all this stuff didn't happen, or happened the way she said it, but multiple people have come out saying differently. And that's not how it happened, and that she's not being honest. I mean, I'm just saying, where's her evidence? Why does Johnny have to have mountains of evidence, but she doesn't have to give any? It's just her word. We're supposed to just take her word for it. Nothing happened. It's all good. I don't agree with that. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like to follow this case and other cases like it. It's just so funny. You need mountains of evidence, and all Heard needs is her word. That's it. And that word is fact, unbreakable, the truth, 100%, they say. Like if you go and you search headlines today, it's all taken like she's truthful and 100% honest here, and everything that she said happened. We're just going to go ahead and throw all that stuff that Johnny has into the garbage. It's really messed up, man. I hate this one-sided stuff. I think a lot of people hate it. A lot of people are sick of it. And I really do think that's why there's so much interest in this case, is because people are just tired of this, man. People are just tired of it. There's more. Got something right here. Trying to say that Johnny Depp was a jealous, crazed man, saying that he was like really obsessed with what she was doing on her movies and any kind of a romance scene, and accused her of having multiple affairs. I don't know if I believe her on that, but I can say this. She definitely, 100%, was having an affair with Elon Musk. For sure. We've heard all kinds of stuff that just kind of makes that one make sense that it happened. Like I said, the penthouse key, all kinds of stuff. There's lots of evidence for that one that's come out. Who knows? I think more will come out as time goes on. He's for sure probably going to get called whenever, and I'm not sure what state it's going to take place in, but when Heard and Depp have their trial, which is going to happen, I think, with probably a little bit after this one. Sometime this year, I would hope. Whenever that one happens, I bet you Elon Musk testifies. And we'll find out a little bit more about what happened between those two. But this was just kind of an interesting thing. Tries to say that he was just a jealous and enraged person, basically. And there was even one saying that he had a list of names for the people. Like Leonardo DiCaprio was Pumpkinhead. Channing Tatum was Potato Head. And Jim Turd Sturgis. But anyway, that's it. The big story, the big one, though, is this. So a while ago, there was that secret recording that came out where we had that long chat between Amber and Depp. And she admitted in those secret recordings that she hit him and all kinds of stuff. And that he ran and wanted to always get out of there when she was getting crazy. And she responded to this. And that's kind of the big thing that came out today, is because until now she's been silent and hasn't said anything. So I think this is probably the biggest news. That and the fact that she, of course, says that she didn't do anything to his finger. But this to me is a little bit bigger, because this has kind of been the bombshell key evidence of this recording. Like, this recording has kind of been the big thing. It's actually swayed people. It's swayed people against her. She had that longtime METOO advocate that was a friend of hers that was going to testify originally. She dropped out of doing that, decided she's not going to because of this recording. I think this is a very pivotal piece in public opinion, and we finally have a response from her on it. Johnny Depp secretly recorded a 2-hour row with Amber Heard where she called him a big baby, with a missing word there, and admitted starting a physical fight with him, the High Court heard today. The audio was released by Mr. Depp's legal team as Ms. Heard started her first day giving evidence in her ex-husband's libel trial with the Sun after being branded a bad person, basically. It begins with the former couple arguing over whether she punched him, and an angry Miss Heard says, "I did not punch you, I did not deck you, I hit you, but you were fine, I did not hurt you." Mr. Depp repeatedly insisted that she had a closed fist, and his former wife says, "That's the difference between me and you. You're a effing baby. You are such a baby. Grow the F up, Johnny." Mr. Depp repeatedly tells her that she would start physical fights with him and had to get the F out of there after she went after him. Amber then says, I did not start physical fights. I did start physical fights, yes. So you did the right thing, but goes on, what is your excuse when there's no fight and you still run away? You can still call me names. You're a hypocrite. You're a baby. If they give a taste of it to you, you lose it, but yet you dish it out. Miss Heard maintained in court she only resorted to this kind of behavior, like throwing things and getting physical at Depp, when she felt that she was in danger. Miss Heard when asked by Miss Laws, they had a number of witnesses over the course of the trial said they had seen Heard go after Depp. She replied, "They didn't see our arguments. Employees didn't see our arguments. These things happened behind closed doors." Well, then why did so many people say they saw them and heard them? I don't know if I believe that. I do believe that she was off the rails. There was another guy in Australia that's not even a part of this, a former bodyguard. Did an interview over in Australia and talked about this too. Like, constantly people are talking about this with her. I don't believe it. But I also understand that she's not going to go up on the stand and say that, all of this is true. She has to come up with something. So she says, hey, I was feeling scared, so I defended myself. That's kind of what I think a lot of people suspected that she was going to respond with when it came to those tapes, but I really don't think that it's enough. I don't think it's enough. She needs to have people come out and validate the things that she said about Johnny, and I wonder, does she have anybody that's going to come out and say that? Because there's such a long list of people that have said that he's a good person and would never act like this. But not one person, as far as I know, has really come out and said all of this is true that she's been putting out there. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting week, man. And
I look forward to hearing more from her within the next 2 days. And then what does the Sun have? I think this is the Sun's week. So the Sun is going to be putting all of their evidence out there, which of course I would imagine is a lot of the evidence that Amber Heard is going to have for her case when that moves to America and it's Depp versus Heard. So we'll find out. But a lot of the stuff that she put out there was a big sob story like this. My wedding night with Johnny Depp was the loneliest of my life and stuff like that. So that's really the big stuff. She went on to talk about a lot of stuff, and a lot of the stuff like her childhood in here, stuff like this, or to hear him talk about his childhood, stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting week nonetheless. That is pretty much it. I wanted to go over her response. If you've been following this case for the longest time, there really wasn't a big bombshell today. I'm sure there will be more this week. Don't forget Amber Heard. A lot of the stuff that she's going to give is going to be behind closed doors. So I don't know if we're going to get to hear even what that was. I'm not sure. She's, of course, getting protections during this. Anytime any of the more hardcore stuff that she testifies with is going to be hidden from public, from what I understand. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow is, I believe, day 11. I'll have to double check that. It's either day 11 or 10 tomorrow. I think today is 10, tomorrow is 11. So I think we got this week, and then next week this should wrap up because from what I understand, the trial is running behind. So this week and then maybe next week, but we should have a resolution to this real soon. Anyway, let me know your comments. What do you think about all this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, if you would, share the video, throw a like up. Make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.